Sophia Harrison, a 20-year-old university student, had always prided herself on being independent. She was bright, outgoing, and always busy with friends, study groups, and social events. Living in London with her parents, Sophia had grown accustomed to the freedoms of adulthood. Still, she maintained close relationships with her family, though sometimes her growing independence made her more eager to break away from home responsibilities. One Friday evening, after a long week of lectures and assignments, Sophia was excited to meet her friends at a local cafe. She had been looking forward to it all week, and it seemed like the perfect opportunity to unwind and catch up. As she got ready to leave her room, her father, Mr. Harrison, called out to her. "Sophia, could you come down for a moment?" he asked. Sighing, she walked downstairs, brushing her hair and trying to check the time. She didn't want to be late for her plans. When she reached the kitchen, her father was standing by the counter, looking at her with a calm yet concerned expression. "Sophia," he began, "could you please help your mother in the kitchen before you head out? We need a hand with dinner." Sophia, already feeling the pull of her evening plans, didn't hesitate in her response. "I'll do it later, Dad. I'm in a rush, and I really don't want to be late." Mr. Harrison didn't look upset, but his expression was firm. "It'll only take a few minutes and your mother could really use the help. You know how much she has on her plate." Sophia, still determined to leave, waved him off with a dismissive smile. "I'll be back in a bit. You and Mum can manage without me for once." Her father's gaze softened, but there was a hint of disappointment. "All right, but remember, helping out is part of being in a family. Don't forget that." Sophia shrugged it off, thinking he was just being overly cautious. She was an adult now, after all, and there were times she wanted to have a little fun. Without another word, she grabbed her bag, kissed her father on the cheek, and left for her evening out. The night went exactly as she'd hoped. Her friends were waiting for her at the cafe, and the conversation flowed easily. Laughter filled the air, and for a while, Sophia didn't think about anything else. But as the evening drew on, a nagging thought started to creep into her mind. She had promised her father she would help at home, and now it seemed like she had completely disregarded that promise. Still, she shrugged it off. Her parents were probably fine without her, right? They would have dinner without her assistance, and she could always help tomorrow. When she finally returned home around 11 p.m., the house was quiet. Her parents were already in bed, but as she passed the kitchen, she noticed the unfinished dishes and the remnants of the dinner she had chosen to ignore. A slight pang of guilt hit her, but she tried to push it away, thinking she'd make up for it later. The next morning, however, Sophia found herself facing her father again. As she sat at the kitchen table eating her breakfast, Mr. Harrison came in, his usual calm demeanor replaced with a more serious expression. "Sophia, we need to talk," he said. Sophia looked up from her cereal, her stomach sinking slightly. "Dad, I know I didn't get around to helping last night. I'm sorry, I'll do it later today." Mr. Harrison sat down across from her, his tone more measured. "It's not just about helping out with the chores, Sophia. It's about respect, responsibility, and understanding that your actions have consequences." Sophia felt a little defensive. "I told you I was busy with my friends. It wasn't that big of a deal." Mr. Harrison looked at her with a steady gaze. "I'm not punishing you for one mistake, Sophia, but I am trying to help you understand that we all need to take responsibility for our actions." Sophia's frustration began to bubble up. "This is just so unfair. I'm not a child anymore. I should be able to make my own decisions." Her father remained calm. "And you can make your own decisions, but every choice has consequences. Since you chose not to listen, there will be consequences. I'm not allowing you to go out with your friends this weekend. No social plans, no outings. You need to understand that you can't always put your own desires first." Sophia was taken aback. "What? You're serious? That's not fair?" "Dad, I've worked hard this week. I deserve to relax." "Good," Mr. Harrison said, standing up. "This is a lesson you'll carry with you in life. If you ever need help learning to balance your commitments, we'll be here. But until you learn to take responsibility for your actions, you won't be going out this weekend." As he left the kitchen, Sophia sat in silence, thinking over what her father had said. She was angry at first, but as the day went on, she began to understand. Her father wasn't being unfair. He was teaching her a lesson that would help her in the long run, that true independence wasn't just about freedom, it was about respecting the responsibilities that came with it.